not really willing to compromise on that. This is what she wants. She wants full custody. She's the mother. These are little children, 2 years and 10 months. They need a full-time mom. Dad can go back to playing golf or traveling around the world, but she wants to be their sole caregiver.
But you know what, Vikki Ziegler, divorce and family law attorney, that's a real button pusher to say, I want custody and I want monitored visitation. The man has never been in trouble for abusing his children in any way. Is she likely to get this?
Yeah, it's a great point. You know what? It's questionable. At this point, listen, what he's done allegedly is reprehensible in committing adultery, but at the end of the day, people don't lose custody unless they're unfit or somehow they would endanger their children. And we haven't seen anything in terms of reports that he's a bad parent and a bad father. All we've heard is obviously that he is a serial philanderer, but at the end of the day, this is going to be perhaps a bargaining chip for Elin to say, listen, if you give me full custody, I'll give you parenting rights, I'll let you see the children, of course, when you're not playing golf or if you ever get back to playing golf, but I want more money, and I want to be taken care of, and I want to live where I want to live with the children.
Well, on the subject of the children, Dr. Robert, Vikki Ziegler, divorce and family law attorney, when there is philandering at this level, I mean, how does one deal with that in terms of representing? I mean, does it carry any weight whether it's one woman or 100 women?
Well, it really depends. And I think in this case, certainly it goes to credibility. It goes to a lack of judgment. But at the end of the day, if this is really about money, the only argument I see is that he dissipated perhaps hundreds of thousands of dollars on these women that should have been in the marital pot, so to speak. She could go after 50% of those monies. So that's one way. But at the end of the day, really, it's to humiliate him, which he's already been humiliated. So it's not going to be so much of an issue, I think, in this case.
And Dr. Cartwright, are the children, we need to be concerned about their health for any reason, very quickly?
I'm sorry, whose health?
The children's health?
I don't think so. It sounds like they've gotten really good care.
That's what he needs to do.
Oh, Vikki Ziegler, divorce and family law attorney. I don't know. I mean, do you think all of a sudden, we're not just talking about an indiscretion. We're talking about some sort of chronic behavior. Are you telling me he can wake up tomorrow and say, oh, I'm so done cheating. I'm so in love with my wife. Who buys that?
I don't think a court's going to buy it, I'll tell you that, and I don't think Elin is buying that either. And let me tell you something. If Tiger Woods goes on TV and rips that prenuptial agreement up, I am so ready and willing to fly to Florida to represent Elin, because at that time, she could certainly get much more than probably her prenuptial agreement states. So at the end of the day, I think what Tiger Woods has done, as we all know, is reprehensible. And at the end of the day, is he going to change? Does he want to reconcile this marriage? Going on a boat called, his yacht, excuse me, called Privacy, doesn't really show that he wants to reconcile and be a family unit, allegedly during the holidays. So I have a lot of questions about Tiger's transgressions and how he's ever going to come back and make this family whole, and how anyone could ever trust him again.
Dr. Robert Cartwright, I know these children are very young.
Emotional attachment. And 3 years might mean emotional attachment, where men, if they just know that a woman has been with somebody else, they don't forgive. But women might. They really might. But the emotional part is not good.
Vikki Ziegler, I hear this all the time. Men are wired differently. I think it's a bunch of baloney. I think there's a sense of entitlement. They're allowed to get rid of it and to use that as an excuse. And as long as there are women who are going to play the game, they continue to get away with it.
Yeah, and the question is, why did Tiger Woods ever get married? I mean, you know...
Exactly.
You know what? He didn't have to. He could be like Derek Jeter and court women and have a great life and not have this financial commitment and emotional commitment to his family. So, you know what? Nobody forced Tiger Woods. Nobody put a gun to his head and said, you have to marry Elin. So, you know what? He has to take that blame. He is culpable. And you know what? Unfortunately, I think women generally want to give people another shot, I think, because they want to believe that somebody can change. But in this case, it'd be hard-pressed. And I don't want to be negative, but come on, this doesn't look like a person that really feels remorse and wants to rekindle this relationship with his wife. I think it's over.
Yeah, they're snuggled up in front of a cozy fire, and she has the image of all those women in her head. I don't think so. Let's take another caller if we have time.